when the internet started, there wasn't even a laptop. This was a protocol for mainframe computers to talk to each other. And for those who are too young, mainframe computers were the size of buildings. Over the years, of course, we've managed to shrink that computing power again and again and again. And we talk about mobile devices as something special, but they're not. They're actually computers. It's just they have fewer buttons and they fit in your pocket. And so what's going on is that, yes, mobile devices are now the internet, and it's actually laptops that are sort of the horses and carriages of the internet. The Economist came out with a projection this week, because it's Mobile World Congress in Barcelona as well. 80% of the world's population will have at least one of these devices in possibly a pocket or a wrist within 5 years. That is the internet. And everything else that we thought about, oh, I'm going to a desktop, I'm going to use my laptop, kind of disappears. And this is really weird, because before it used to be a computer and the internet was just wires. But now it's a device that gives you a window into data centers, cloud storage, there's this world out there somewhere, and we interface with it in ways that are kind of like water or electricity or in our kinds of utilities. It's just part of our lives. So cars, clothing tags, food, labelling, all of the things we do are susceptible. The numbers are phenomenal. Last year alone, 2014, 1.5 billion devices were shipped. Less than 300 million of your fuddy old laptops and desktop computers, 1.5 billion mobile phones. And if you look at the market share, it's even more fascinating. 85% of them ran Android by Google. Apple made a lot more money, but they only have 12% of the market. And Windows, that giant of the laptop, less than 2% of the market so far in mobiles. So the folk are changing roles. And all of a sudden now, money is shifting around as the importance of things moves. I think we're going to see over the next few years something even more radical. Applications will become more important than even the device. The application will actually survive in what it thinks is a hostile world, where it may not even trust what's underneath it. The application has got to survive and make its decisions about name resolution, function and service without necessarily trusting the machine in which it's running. That's the kind of world I think we're building right now. And for me, I find this absolutely fascinating. And for us inside the addressing community, the challenges are obvious. 1.5 billion mobile devices. But right now, in V4, there's nowhere near that many addresses. We managed to squeeze them into a mere 60 million addresses. We're address sharing like crazy. But next year, it's going to be more and more and more. But the address pool is shrinking. At some point, the cracks appear. It's just obvious. And at some point, we can't do this anymore this way. So the other part of the speculation is, when does V6 happen? Not for the wired world. That's kind of wondering about what happens with horses and carriages. Irrelevant. When does V6 happen in the mobile world and how is the real question. And that's the one I think we've got to watch out for in the next year or two. That's the pinpoint, that sort of pressure point as to when we know this is going to work. So yes, mobiles truly is the internet. Everything else is kind of history.